We've decided we'd be better off in the workshop, seeing as the English weather hasn't been so good over the last day, and we don't want any damp. So in our workshop, it doesn't always look like this. I've just tried to make it look a little bit better. Not a lot, but a little bit. A bit more presentable. I've actually given the underneaths a coat. They won't be seeing that much at all really, because the propeller is going to be hung on a wall and you're really just going to see the front of it, but obviously as part of the renovation we've got to make it look nice and make sure all the paint's off. I've stained it in, as you saw last time. I've given a bit of extra stain on these parts that were light. This is actually a plywood veneer that's covering over the boss of the propeller. We're being careful, obviously, as I said in previous parts, not to damage any of this lettering on here. Right, I'm just going to give it it's water stain. Now, water stain by nature tends to bring up the grain. A little bit more environmentally friendly than using naphtha or spirit or cellulose stain. Won't need an awful lot of sanding because we made sure it was nice and smooth before we stained it. And most important, or as important, is make sure there's no stain on any of the bright work. So we use a little bit of our silver fleece stain wool. Now what I'm going to do, after I make sure that there's no dust on it, is I'm going to give it a coat of clear French polish. What that'll do, it'll just bind in, make sure there's nothing that's going to stop any part of this job drying, because if there's any traces of strip or anything left, it won't dry on top of that. French polish is a good seal. Right. I always smell it. I don't drink it, but I always smell it just to make sure I have put the right material on. Go right over the bright work as well. As you can see, it's taken on quite a nice colour. Always nice if it was a table or something, it's nice to be able to go right over from top to bottom, but as this is 10 foot long and we don't want any visible breaks in it, we're just going to be a little bit quick. The brush I'm using, by the way, is badger hair. There's squirrel hair ones, just depends on the price, but badger's not a bad alternative. Make sure you cut everything in. Don't want any runs whatsoever. You can't particularly see this side, you'll see this. Go across the grain as long as you even it with the grain. Be careful not to get too sloppy where the holes are that are inset around by the screws. Just keep that edge flowing. The stage isn't quite as important on the brushwork because it's all got to be sanded down again. Right. Again, it doesn't really matter if you go across grain, but just make sure that you do straighten it up. This is because I'm using water stain, by the way. If I'd actually been using a spirit stain or a natural stain, you've got to go with the grain and you've got to be very quick. Otherwise it may just tend to soften it and bleed through, which you don't want. I think the colour's actually fine on this, and I'm happy with it. Very much as it was originally. Which is what this is all about. It's important to try and keep the edge going. Always finish it off with the grain. And there we have it. Right, we'll leave that to dry, and when we come back we'll if there's any parts that are looking a little bit too light, we'll match them in. And also, as you see on this this edge here, we haven't done bad with the match of the filler, but it's going to need a little bit of just a little bit of grading, just to make sure that it's not prominent. Thank you.